Have you ever made a plan that you knew you would follow through on and didn't even start? Or maybe you started taking steps in the right direction and then something changed. Now you aren't moving at all. We are going to explore how this happens and, more importantly, why. You set a goal. You're motivated. You feel and believe you are committed. You start making progress, and then, out of nowhere, you blow it. You miss the gym, eat the crappy meal, you skip the deadline, you push the person away. You don't even know why. You just stopped. No explanation. Or is there? This isn't laziness. It's not a lack of willpower. It's self-sabotage, a cycle of stagnation, chains of procrastination, and almost everyone does it. Today we're going to talk about exactly why it happens, what causes it, and what you can actually do to stop it. So, grab a drink, find a quiet place, get your pen and pad ready, and let's take a dive into the abyss. Because what lives in the dark shapes who you are in the light. Part 1. What self-sabotage actually is. Self-sabotage is when your behaviors work against your own goals. And the strange part, it's often completely subconscious. You're not trying to fail, your brain just has a different agenda than your conscious mind does. This fact begs the question, why is this happening? What causes this? Is there something wrong with me? We'll circle back to these common thoughts shortly. First, let's cover some groundwork and identify how these shackles appeared in the first place. Psychologists often trace this back to something called cognitive dissonance, the discomfort we feel when our actions don't match our beliefs. But there's a deeper layer to it, a simplistic and common crux that leads to this inconsistent behavior. Self-sabotage is frequently rooted in one thing, a fear of what success actually means. Think about it. If you succeed, if you lose the weight, get the promotion, find the relationship, your life changes, your identity changes. And for a lot of people that's terrifying, even if they don't realize it. Most people don't like change. This is a well-known fact. That is where the phrase, creatures of habit, comes from. People often fall into a routine, a comfort zone. We get comfortable, and soon after, docile. It's human nature. It has also been called flying on autopilot. You may want better for yourself consciously, but subconsciously, that may not be the case. We are going to explore the subconscious thoughts and behaviors that directly contribute to self-sabotage. Take a moment and think about your own life. Think of a time where you were in a circumstance like this. Write it down. And let's find out what happened together. No shame, no judgment, just acceptance and growth. Self-sabotage shows up in a lot of different ways, but there are 3 patterns that show up again and again. Being able to recognize the signs and acknowledge their effects is crucial to overcoming these obstacles. Part 2. The 3 most common forms. The first is common, procrastination. However, not ordinary procrastination, the kind where you avoid the very thing you say you want most. Ironic, right? The person who wants to write a book but never starts. The entrepreneur who has the idea but spends months doing research. Avoidance is protection. If you never really try, you can never really fail. Staying in that comfort zone mentioned earlier. This is often how the cycle starts and then progresses into other forms of self-sabotage. The second pattern is self-medication, numbing out with food, alcohol, social media, or anything else that quiets the pressure of trying. Anything else that gives you an excuse to not push forward. This isn't weakness, it's a distraction, a justification. It's the nervous system doing its job. But over time, if left unchecked, it erodes the momentum you need to actually move forward. The momentum that you could have used to propel your life in the direction you want. Instead, that energy is keeping you stagnate. The third is relationship sabotage. Picking fights when things are going well and are unwarranted. Pulling away from people who care about you. lashing out at those that love and support you, subconsciously testing whether people will leave because part of you believes they will anyway. All of this is wreaking havoc in your mind, which creates the reality you already want to believe on some level, or give yourself justification as to why you can't succeed or why things don't work out for you. Now the spiraling has begun, and you are now in the cycle. Let's take a moment to reflect. Have you ever acted like this in your life? What did you do? What did you say? And lastly, what damage did you cause? We must always take time to learn and grow from past mistakes, even if it hurts or is uncomfortable. This is how we become the best versions of ourselves. Leave a comment below so we can all learn and grow together. Part 3. Why your brain does this. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain isn't trying to hurt you, it's trying to protect you. Self-sabotage is a coping mechanism, one that probably made a lot of sense at some point in your life. It likely developed over time, a learned behavior. You taught it to yourself, circumstance after circumstance. Now it is at the point that you do it without thought. Repetition made it feel normal. It has become your predetermined response, an autonomous response. You think, it's just who I am. That isn't entirely accurate. If you grew up in an environment where success led to criticism, or where people left when things got good, your nervous system learned to associate progress with danger. So now, every time you get close to something meaningful, your brain pulls the emergency brake. Starting to make sense, yes? This is also connected to what psychologists call your window of tolerance, the range of experience your nervous system feels safe inside. Your comfort zone. Growth, by definition, pushes you outside that window, surpassing the threshold that you have developed as safe, and your brain reads that as a threat, even when it isn't one. So far, we've covered what self-sabotage is, what causes it, and how it's developed. Now let's get to the fun part, learning how to break this cycle, so you can achieve everything you want in your life. Part 4. How to actually stop. So, what do you do with all of this information? Here are 3 things that actually help if applied. First, name it when it's happening. Acknowledge it. Face it head on. You must be honest with yourself. Self-sabotage loses a lot of its power when you can see it clearly. When you take the mask off, it isn't so scary anymore. The next time you're about to bail on something important, pause and ask, am I avoiding this because it's genuinely wrong, or because it's scary? That is the first step to breaking the chains of procrastination. Second, lower the stakes of starting. Don't focus on the minutiae. Perfectionism and self-sabotage are close cousins. If you are waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the stars to align, or you're waiting until you're ready, you're waiting to sabotage yourself. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be a perfect circumstance. You will always feel unprepared when you are venturing out into new territories. Start smaller, manageable, realistic. Then progression feels worth it. Done is better than perfect. Done is better than not doing. Set realistic expectations that you can use to build momentum. Remember, you haven't been moving at all. You hurt only yourself thinking you will get immaculate results from the jump. Give yourself some grace and build yourself up. Third, work with your nervous system, not against it. That might mean therapy, journaling, breathwork, meditation, or simply building a track record of small wins that teaches your brain, progress is safe. I can handle this. I'm okay. You have to reprogram your mind, upgrade your operating system, download and install new updates for your mind. This will take time, however. Consistency is key here. One step at a time, one day at a time. Keep going and you will reach the top of the mountain, and then climb another and another. Let's pause for a bit. We have gone through a lot of impactful information. I want you to focus on what techniques or new ideas you are implementing to keep you going. How are you going to break your cycle of stagnation? How are you going to break your cycle of self-sabotage? Leave a comment below and let's brainstorm together and help build each other up. In conclusion, self-sabotage isn't a character flaw. It's a pattern, and patterns can be changed. The fact that you're even aware of it puts you miles ahead of most people that act as if nothing is wrong, while knowing all the while something is off. You recognized you have a problem, and if you didn't want to fix it, you wouldn't even be here in the first place. So give yourself some credit. You are now on the road to rebuilding and reshaping your mind. Now you must make a conscientious effort to establish a new pattern. Build a new normal for yourself. We all experience challenges and struggles in our life. We are all human, but you can overcome anything in front of you once you change your mindset. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, like and subscribe so that others also looking to break their chains can find this video. We cover psychology, behavior, and the hidden forces that shape who we are every week. Don't forget to leave your experiences, goals, and techniques you use to break your cycle. Remember, we are all trying to become the best version of ourselves, because what lives in the dark shapes who you are in the light. That'll do it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Till next time, my friends.